So, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that every direction the African countries turn to, they want to borrow funds. Like anytime the representative talks, it seems as if they're about to borrow money.
We are a poor nation. The bank coal will follow. They say firewood, not food. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, try shining, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They'll do it.
God have mercy upon us.
And it's so ironical that everybody keeps saying Africa is the richest continent on the planet, but the representative of Africa continues to borrow and continue to complain that they don't have enough resources. Instead of the population, the demography of Africa to be an advantage, we've seen a situation where the president continued to complain that it's a disadvantage. We've seen a situation where Bill Gates continues to say Africa's increasing demography is a problem to global economy. Instead of African population to be a significant tool to building the greatness of Africa, if you can see through the lens I'm saying, our population should make us a force to be reckoned with on the globe. But what has happened to us? First of all, let's take the situation of the African United States, business summit. With those 5 presidents, I'm about to make a serious example with just those 5 presidents. So let's take Donald Trump out of the picture and let's take those African presidents out of the picture. Let us look at what both representative, what they bring to the table, right? This is a serious question that we need to be very, very critical about. One country brings resources. Some group of representatives bring mineral resources, bring the real wealth to the table. Gold, platinum, silver, diamond, everything that you can think about. And one country brings a dollar bill. One country bring a dollar bill. Now I'm going to make you understand one thing. One country brings something to the table that in the next 30 years might not be dominant. And one continent brings something to the table that in the next 100,000 years will continue to remain relevant. But the country that brings a bill to the table makes it look like the countries that bring the original wealth to the table are inferior. Is this a thing of nature or is this a thing of mindset? And the billion-dollar question is, how come that Africans are always seen in this light? Where is the major problem coming from? Now I'm going to uncover what I have discovered. I'm going to be uncovering it to you in this episode. So, shouldn't the curious mind be asking the question that Africa is a mineral-rich continent? You have some African countries among the top 7 richest in mineral wealth. Nigeria, for example, oil, gold, natural gas, bitumen, whatever you want to talk about in Africa, you almost will find almost everything in Nigeria. Talk about DRC. Do you get what I'm saying? Africa has so much wealth, but now the citizens are not even thinking about the wealth. We have borrowed so much money that a lot of people have forgotten that they even have minerals under their soil. The question is, what is happening to the returns of those mineral wealth? This should be our right? But why is it looking as if we are like slaves in our own continent? Again, the answer is very, very clear. for those that can see it. And this should make us look deep into our core value system, into our education. How do they train our kids in school? Are they giving them the right core value training? Are they teaching them anything about patriotism in school right from when they are young? Are they helping our kids to understand the concept of history? In Nigeria, when they want to teach history, you talk about the Biafra War, something that creates disputes among the same Nigerians, that make an Igbo person see a Yoruba person as an enemy, and make a Yoruba person see an Hausa person as an enemy. But they won't teach us the real history, where the division came from, where the amalgamation came from. They don't want you to see in the right direction. They always, and it has affected the older generation to where you only see the older generation pouring the negativity to the younger generation. When I was in my place of work during the last election, I keep telling this old man that wants to tell me that Igbo people are bad people, that don't tell me this. I don't want to listen to it. I don't know when this war happened. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't know who Nzogu is. I didn't know who Abiola. I didn't know this whole history. Don't tell me. The next person to me should be my neighbor. If you people are, everybody claims to be religious. They go to church more than I go. I don't even go to the church. I don't go to the mosque. But the first thing that comes to my mind is, how do I help the next person to me? There is a saying on the street that the first neighbor should be the one to deliver the second neighbor. Relative or not, the first neighbor should deliver the second neighbor. It's a law. As long as we wake up and sleep in the same environment, I don't care your attitude. I don't care what you radiate from yourself or from your mindset. The day you enter some sort of trouble, I should be the first to defend you. But why are we having the opposite in Africa? None of these things, because we've been taught the wrong things. And it is not the problem of training, of information. It is not a problem of knowledge, because people keep getting advised, taught almost every day about this history. But the problem is, these histories are being taught to the wrong generation of Africans. Ladies and gentlemen, look at PLO Lumumba. I know that a lot of you know this man. He has a whole lot of wisdom, right? But in this video that we're about to watch, this man impacted a lot of wisdom and knowledge into the people. But the problem is, if you look at the set of elements that are seated in that video, I can promise you that everybody seated in that particular conglomerate, they are the same people that contribute their portion as colonial clerks in different African countries. I don't care the kind of people that are there. All of them look so big, they look so well fed from ill-gotten means. I can assure you.
In which kind of country will you want your children to be? This is the question. It is not about you and me. It is about them. This is intergenerational. After we have elected them, you'll then see them sending their arrows ahead. You'll see Bill Gates come and meet your president. You'll see Tony Blair come and meet your president. You'll see Macron come and meet your president. You'll see all of them. And then they will never admit, but they'll be told, if you want money in agriculture, behave this way. If you want money in this area, behave this way. They will never tell that to the Chinese. They will never tell that to the Indians. They will never tell that to the Vietnamese. They will never tell that to the Koreans. But in Africa, they tell us. That is why, as I speak to you now, under this new scramble, the IMF and the World Bank are back, telling you who to hire in your universities, what to sell and what not to sell. It is a sad situation. So today, as I look at Africa in that new scramble, the Chinese are here, the Turks are here, the British are here, the French are here, the Qataris are here, the Americans are here. This time round, They are so subtle that we don't even recognize them, but they control us. What are we going to do about it? In order to develop, we must do something. It has also been demonstrated that it can be done. I've traveled across this continent and I've seen that development is possible. You go to Rwanda now. They are demonstrating that it can be done. Go to Kigali now. See what they are doing in the health sector in their own small way. See how they are collaborating in the area of mobile telephony in their own small way. It can be done. I've been to Botswana and I've seen what they are doing in their own small way. I've been to Mauritius, see what they are doing in their own small way. And they do not have the resources that other countries have. And I'm giving these examples to say that indeed it can be done, and it can be done within the continent of Africa. So what we must do is to begin to pull together. We have 55 telephone access codes. Nigeria 234, Ghana 233, Kenya 254, Tanzania 255, Uganda 256, Zambia 260, Zimbabwe 263. How can we, in this day and age, you cross into Benin, you cross into Togo, you cross into Guinea-Bissau, you have a different internet connectivity. Why can't Africa have a single satellite and a single telephone code, so that when I travel from Mogadishu in Somalia to Dhaka in Senegal, like the Chinese do, like the Americans do, like the Indians do, we can have the same, because communication is critical to development. And I'm saying this, part of my agenda is to prick your conscience with live examples, that you may go out there irritated, but irritated to do the right thing. And I'm suggesting that indeed, when we talk about development, this is what we must do. Is Africa conscious of her state? Yes, Africa is conscious. This is what makes me happy. That after all these analysis, it appears to me that Africans have now recognized that going forward, we can only defeat the conspiracies, we can only have development as we are talking about it by working as a team. It is only through industrialization that we are going to be manufacturers in all sectors. Make unity attractive. Because if you don't make it attractive, we will separate, and that will make us weaker. You are here, maximum 40 years, you will have gone upstairs. But after 40 years, in which kind of country will you want your children to be? This is the question. It is not about you and me. It is about them. This is intergenerational. Africa must change. Africa can change. And it can only change if we change our minds. And our minds, we must change.
And these are the same people that are getting this $1 million worth of game from PLO Lumumba. Now, PLO Lumumba is making a mistake here, which I feel I might not be correct, right? Thank God for the internet. But PLO Lumumba is making a big mistake, and I stand to correct that. PLO Lumumba should be passing this knowledge to the coming generation, to the kids, to the teenagers, to the primary, to the kids that are still in the developmental stage of their lives. I feel like they are the ones that should be, fed with a lot of truths, a lot of information, the young generation coming up. You see, everyone in that particular video that you've just seen, they are old, they are beyond a stage where they can receive anything. They have this mentality, they have their belief system, they have the psychopathic way of executing what they want to execute. That is why you see that Africa continues to fail when it comes to leadership, when it comes to representative on the global scene. Look at Ibrahim Traore, young, in his 30s. Look at Assimi Goïta, young. Look at the president of Botswana. I give a lot of respect to the president of Niger. It's just a different one, right? I'm not saying that you have every old people as bad people, but I'm just saying the chances that you get a compromised leader from the older generation is very high. I can promise you that if you have young people in Ukraine that are in their leadership and you have younger people in Russia, maybe the war wouldn't have happened. If you have a very young president in the United States, maybe the whole chaos going on wouldn't have happened. Young people, they are different. But hey, listen, you can't have 12 without having a Judah. I think the Faye of Senegal is just a left shift. Let's take it like that. It's a left shift. But the probability of getting a compromised leader that is old is very, very high. In Africa, I'm not talking about the brothers in diaspora. I'm not talking about the sisters in diaspora. If you look at majority of people that contribute a lot to Pan-Africanism, they are our brothers outside the country. They are our brothers in the US because I think the way they think is just different. You don't see them supporting no bad leaders. I don't know. They're just different. The problem we have with the leadership of Africa is the older generation. Look at the people that PLO Lumumba is talking to in real time. Just imagine how much impact that meeting or that lecture would have had if it's some secondary school kid, some university students, maybe about 10,000 of them. It would have been so effective. I think we need effective training at this point. This older generation can no longer handle the problem we have in Africa. A young president will deal decisively with terrorism, but you have a weak, old mind talking about negotiation with terrorists. Oh God. Why do you think Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger continue to fight? Because they have the mindset of the youth. Never say never, never say die. No kneeling to no one. They won't kneel. Look at most of the president that got embarrassed. Look at the president that got embarrassed in the United States Africa Summit, right? Business Summit. They are all old. Even though the way Donald Trump addressed Faye, Bashiru, he still addressed them with some level of respect. He told the old Mauritanian, stooge to keep quiet. That was it. No respect for those people because they can't even think straight. When you look at some of the comments they make, man, you just look at it that who are those people? I don't blame them. I think this older generation of Africans, they are operating with a particular operating system and a certain algorithm that is outdated. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know if you understand. They are operating with a particular operating system that is outdated. And until we change this operating system, we can't meet up with the current trend of things. Africa is going backward. The last time Nigeria developed, you have their presidents in their 30s, Olusegun Obasanjo, they were very young. Look at Patrice Lumumba, look at Thomas Sankara. These guys were very, very young. Ibrahim Traore is young. That is why you see a lot of good things going on in this country. He thinks his thinking is up to par with the current trend of development globally. And everybody is joining in. But you have those old colonial stooges. I don't blame them. I don't think they are bad either. But I think their operating system is outdated. They can't think straight. That is the problem. So it begs the question. Even me, I can't pull myself up. I'm going to say contributing a lot to educating our younger ones, our kids, is very, very key and very, very important. Until we get it right, those are the targets, we have a long way to go. We have a seriously long way to go. The kids, the younger generation, they are the targets. And until our youths, the ones that carry the current operating system, govern us, we will be working with the pre-existing old, outdated dilapidated algorithm. We will still be working with those old developmental ideologies, which does not meet up with the current trend. That is why you still see some Africans, they marry a lot of wives, you know, they produce almajiri kids. They believe that, oh, if you die for some kind of rebellious cause, you get 72 virgins. Our operating system has to change. The liberation of Africa, it starts with taking every little steps the right way. It starts with you and I. It starts with you and I. It starts with the first neighbor loving the second neighbor. It starts with the first neighbor defending the second neighbor. Don't hate yourself. Don't hate your brothers. Don't hate your sisters. We are all the same. A white man does not say a Nigerian. A white man does not say a Sudanese. A white man says that's a black man. And we say they are white. You know why? We don't even want to know their country. Oh, that's a white guy. Because it's just the color. It has no there is no other addition, no subtraction. He looks white, I look black. So what? Our mindset needs to improve. It is how you see yourself. It is how you market your product. Some of the greatest resources are not even white. Think about it. So how do you see yourself? It's a thing of your mind. And how you see yourself is what you radiate to your kids. It's how you make your kid. The best training is not gotten in school. It's gotten at home, because your kids look at you every day. The people in your environment, the younger, it's about the younger ones, for crying out loud. They look at you, everything you do, it has an effect. And what effect do you bring every day you live? You won't be here forever. Let us make the right impact. Let us make the right decision. The next decision, it could be the best decision of our lives. We can fall. We will rise again. We'll continue to chase that positive course. And why are the African youths not getting it? Why are they not getting it? Now, the older ones will tell you that the youths are no, they are this, they're that. The reason is because our youths they are consumed with fashion, with the latest phones, iPhones. Our youth are consumed with how they see them in the society. What type of drip am I rocking? What type of shoes? What kind of car do I drive? We don't understand that this is not development. How many Chinese do you see doing these things? Let's talk about the developing world. Let's talk about the developed world. How many of these guys think like this? That is where education is key. You have people who want to live like these influencers. Like, there's a lot of negative things going on in Africa that people don't. And when you query these things, these frivolities that are really, really consuming their time, they're going to look at you as if you are talking something different. So I was a strong Chelsea supporter, but immediately Pan-Africanism influenced me. I won't lie to you. I stopped. Because I came to realize something. If Chelsea win games, how does it affect me? If Chelsea loses games, how does it affect me? How does it contribute to my life positively? Nothing. It's a sort of diversional therapy. Negative diversional therapy, not a positive one. I'm going to literally tell you the truth. Do you know how much population in Africa contribute to the viewership, the TV rights? Do you know how much they generate? And in return, what do they contribute to Africa? Plunder resources. It took time for me to realize this thing. It took time. But the moment I realized, I just knew that, man, I'm not doing this anymore. To send out a strong and effective message to whoever needs to hear it and pass it down to the younger generation, because that is what we should be working towards. That's how we should be thinking from now moving forward. I just advised about 5 brothers about this same thing I'm talking about. That football has nothing to contribute to their life. Are you supporting the Nigerian team? Are you supporting? Come on. Do you know how much population we have in Africa? If we all contribute tokens among ourselves, to build our different stadiums that have been constructed to just renovate. Do you know how good our league will become? Have we come together to fund our local teams and okay, we want to be entertained? Okay, let us build these things in our society, and we can do it. Burkina Faso does not start with me going to the Sahel. Burkina Faso can happen here. Burkina Faso is a mindset. I don't know if you get it. Ibrahim Traore started this movement. And this movement is the reason why we are here. Because we believe that one Africa can work. One Africa starts with my mindset, your mindset is a movement. Christianity, they do evangelism to propagate the message. Islam Islam carry out their own evangelism. Pan-Africanism should be an evangelism at this point that we pass down to different people. We should propagate this information, and that's why I'm here. A lot of people need to hear this. This is a good movement. Let our kids go to school. I'm about to start using the money I earn on this platform to send kids back to school. They are on holidays, but I am targeting the kids that don't have education in my society, because if we want to get out of terrorism, if we want to get out of this terrible situation in Africa, we have to help each other. We have to realize that. We have to. Who am I proving anything to? Nobody. But we have to improve. And how do we improve? Is by helping one another. I'm going to put these kids in school, and I'm going to go to their school and find out what I need to do to make sure these kids get proper training. And we're going to start giving speech in those schools. I don't know, they've banned history in my country. They don't teach history to kids. And even when these kids get to hear about history, they get to hear about the negative side that makes them conflict each other. We can't continue this way. Kids are not being taught patriotism. They don't even know what it is. The only way they tend to learn about patriotism is when they look at the examples that these bad leaders are laying. And, by nature, these things just get passed down. We need to start influencing ourselves positively. Burkina Faso, ladies and gentlemen, starts with you and I. It's your boy 7200 signing out. Enough said. But before I go, if you stay this long, I want to thank you and I want to appreciate you. Thanks for your support. I don't know how to thank you all. Salute.